Hey everyone, we're Diamond and CJ, and we're back to talk about sexual fantasies. Bow, 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 bow.
You are fucking ridiculous.
Hey, if my life,
I don't want to get lipstick on my teeth.
I figured you gotta make some use out of these lights, right?
That is good.
Now I gotta set everything back. One moment, please.
Well, while you do that, quick check-in. Got a new wig, y'all. It's wig season.
Hey.
I often wear sew-ins and wigs when it gets a little cooler outside. So whenever you see me looking like this, it's cooler out. Also, last episode, one titty was here. So now I have on a better bra, or adjusted my titties a little better. So here we go.
Oh, well, I'm glad that your titties
well,
are...
they're kind of like...
Your titties are comfortable this time.
They sure are. They were comfortable last time. They were just like on opposite ends of the spectrum. So today we're talking about sex. Oh. That was disgusting.
Yeah.
Also, I have on red lips because I'm a hoe, and big hoops because you know what they say: the bigger the hoops, the bigger the hoe.
I wish I put on some hoish. I'm looking around my room, like, see, do I have any hoish attire?
And the nice silky wig for when I'm trying to get some silky.
Oh.
Shut your mouth.
I love the verbal jokes. I love it.
Yeah, but everything that comes with sex, the discomfort, like not being comfortable talking about it, your fantasies, your secret fantasies, all that, we're gonna explore in today's episode. So get strapped in.
Are you comfortable with throwing a strapped in? I love it. Love the puns.
Strapped in. Am I comfortable what?
Are you comfortable talking about your sexual fantasies?
I'm not sure yet. I guess we'll figure it out when right before we're supposed to talk about it, whenever that is. But even now I'm getting a little tense.
Yeah, no, I
like to think that I'm like, super sexually liberated, or at least on the path to get there. And then, I mean, it's also because we have cameras and in front of us and we're exposing our sexual life to the public. It's different when we're talking amongst friends.
Yeah.
But we're gonna try. At least I'm gonna try my best to be as honest and transparent and as dirty as I can be.
This is juicy. This juicy episode. But I know. Okay, so let me just put a disclaimer, and maybe I'll add the disclaimer to the very beginning. Any family members, cousins, or aunts, uncles, mom, dad, if you click on this episode, maybe skip it. Maybe go to the next one. No.
Or maybe watch it and learn. Take notes. No.
Okay, when we start talking, no. Mom, yes. When we start talking about sexual fantasies, then skip it.
I mean, if they want to learn a thing or two, y'all could watch. I mean, this is what we're here for. Like, so we expose ourselves so other people feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
Is that not the point? Like, if they want to watch it. Because then if you feel like, if she can do it, then I can do it, then do it.
All right. That was the disclaimer for my family, not for Diamond's family. If you're Diamond's family...
No, because they're going to watch anyway. They're going to watch anyway. Okay. So, disclaimer for you, not for me. If y'all family, take notes. That's it. Take notes.
Okay, well,
listen and learn.
My Christian family, I'm sure it's going to have
I have Christian family too.
Yeah, but they're going to have a ball watching me talk about gay sex.
Get dicks.
Swordplay. All right, let me stop. So, fencing. All the terms.
That's good. Fencing, sword fight. That's good.
Okay. All right. Well, let's jump in then.
So what are you into? Okay, actually, I think we talked about this in a recent conversation, but I honestly hate when men ask me that. That just is an ultimate, like, off rip. What are you into? What the fuck? Like, I just, ugh.
I agree. So I think I'm more okay with it now because it's just like, all right, let's figure out if we're into the same things, and then if we're not, we could just move on. But I always hated that question because I never had anything exciting to say. I just wanted to be like the normal sex, wet stuff and wet holes, and that's it. But I don't know, I guess. But if you want to find out people's like sexual fantasies or stuff, that's the kind of question you gotta ask.
No, yeah, and I think it might be different depending on like what you're looking for. Not even it might be different in like the timing, right? So if I'm looking to get fucked tonight, and this episode probably won't ever be monetized because I'm not going to filter. But if you're looking to get fucked tonight, like, of course, what are you into? That's appropriate. But if like we're talking and maybe we have some time, don't ask me that off rip. That makes me shrivel. That literally makes my vagina shrivel up. And then I'm like, okay, block and delete. Like, you don't know how to talk to people. I don't want to be bothered. And also I feel like I've been in conversations with men where it gets sexual without the force. Like, calm down, buddy. I'm looking to fuck too. I made that abundantly clear. Relax. Like, we're getting there. If the whole conversation doesn't take up if it takes more than 5 minutes and you're that anxious, you probably nut in 3. So I'm not interested anyway, But yeah. What are you into? So what are you into?
You hypocrite. Yeah, I think the most craziest thing that I'd be into outside of the normal sex stuff.
What is the normal sex stuff? Let's start there. What's the normal sex stuff? What does that look like for you?
Penetration.
You're being penetrated, or you're doing the penetration? See, we got to be clear.
Okay. See, this is... I'm telling you, if you're my family, you better log them off right now. Maybe I'm the top. And
so maybe we should have in parentheses top what that means, because some people may not know.
I'm doing the penetration, but when I first started having sex, I was the bottom. My first boyfriend, it was funny because he wanted me to top him the first time that we were gonna try penetration, or involve penetration in our sex life. He wanted me to top him. He didn't like it. Then I tried it. And I enjoyed it, and that was our dynamic. Then one day, one fateful day, I got hemorrhoids. And I mean, if y'all had hemorrhoids, you know the pain, the suffering that I went through. And after that, I don't know if it ever recovered. I mean, sure, everything feels normal now because that was years ago. But after that, when someone would try, it would just, I guess, maybe the trauma. and then my hole was shriveled up and just be like, oh, no, don't do it. Don't do it. It burns. So ever since then, I've been a top. Yeah, but I am getting interested in getting back on the horse.
Or the horse getting back on you.
Whichever way your mind works. I want to be versatile again. I do, and I think it's more fun for everyone. It's better. And I mean, unless I come across like, let's say my husband, he's just a bottom. He enjoys just being a bottom. Then
Power
that's
bottom.
okay with me because I like the booty. That's my favorite part of the body. But yeah. So
What was the initial question?
what am I into? And I don't think I answered it.
No, not well, you're getting there.
I was getting there. But as far as what I'm into, okay, so I I would be interested. I like public stuff, right? But it scares the hell out of me. So I get very nervous about doing it. I only do it if I know for certain that I'm not getting caught. Um but to be really risky like on aisle 4 at the supermarket, no. But but public stuff is fun, and also this is something I haven't done, but I've always had this desire to have sex in front of an audience.
My gosh.
Yeah, just like one day being at a gathering with a gaggle of gays and and my boyfriend and I just start you know doing the nasty, and everybody's just watching and enjoying themselves, or not watching. Maybe they're minding their business, but they don't mind the show that's going on. There's that, and I would say the other thing that I just thought about is one of my fantasies is having sex with a woman, or like a bisexual threesome.
Mm-hmm.
I came really close once, but there was no penetration. But yeah, because I'm still attracted to the female body. It's just mainly romantically I'm not attracted to females, although that's not 100% true because there's like one or two that slips in. But yeah, those are my fantasies. Audience, woman.
So what you're into is basic sex, and then your fantasies are an audience and having sex with a woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
Nasty ass.
Is that nasty?
No. Nasty in the best kind of way. That's what I mean. So what I'm into, also like you, I'm a basic bitch. Like on the daily, no. Actually, I'm not. It depends. It depends on my mood. Like it changes. Depends on how I'm feeling that day or that whenever. Generally, like you, I like straightforward sex. I'm straight, so that is penetration with vagina, penis. Oh, my nails are back busted again, but vagina. This should be the vagina. Vagina, penis, doing that. So that's what I'm into on the daily. I do, however, whoo, baby, I do like rough sex. That is like, but I can't do that. I can't get to that level of the level that I like it at. It's hard for me to get comfortable with just anyone doing that to me.
What does that look like?
Like I don't want anyone just choking me and like calling me all different types of names, like yoking my ass up. Not with everyone. That's what I want.
But I'm asking, like, what is rough sex? The kind that you want. What does that look like?
Oh, yeah. Punching, choking. No, not punching. Don't punch me. But you can smack me. You can smack me.
Trying to catch a case.
I mean, I won't press charges. So long as I say it's okay, I will never press charges. But, yeah. So smacking, hair pulling, name calling, that kind of rough sex, But again, it's difficult for me to get to that level of trust and intimacy with anybody. I do have my one guy who I see. Well, honestly, I don't even know. Whenever I feel like he's just always available. He works, but I don't know. He says he works in construction. Listen, all I know is that he has his own apartment in Brooklyn. He's close to my house, and he pays for my Uber rides to and from, and sometimes for my food when I ask. You know, he's readily available. Like, and his dick is huge. It's like, you know, but no, there's no feelings involved. It's just sex. But it's funny. I think I might have told you about him. I do feel like lately he's been a little bit more clingy. He is older too. I don't know if he's like wanting a relationship, but I'm not interested in that right now or with him. So just sucking and fucking is fine. Actually, you know what? I've actually never kissed him. And I've never given him head.
Oh.
Yeah.
Even
never,
with his big
never.
glorious penis that you love to.
I love to ride it. I like to sit on it. I like to lean on it. I like to look at it. But no, we've never done that.
Is that something you would do, or do you just?
Not with him, I don't think. He's just never asked me, and I've never been motivated enough to do it. Also, because for me, the boundary, it's interesting, and we've talked about this before, but there's a different level of intimacy when, for me, and it's mental, but when oral is involved and when kissing is involved, I just feel like that's complete immersion into that relationship, situationship, whatever it is. And it's funny because the last time we linked, he brought it up. He was like, yeah, so how come you don't like to kiss? You don't like, not like, what do you like other than just getting fucked? And I was like, that's what suits me right now. And if that doesn't work for you, let me know. I could bounce to the next dick, you know? But yeah, I just.
So that's the point where someone says, what are you into? Right?
Yeah, what are you into other than fucking? Just that, buddy. No, it's been like a year. It's been like maybe over a year at this point since he and I have first hooked up. And actually, you know, funny story. I don't know if we'll keep this, but when we met, I was like, I don't really feel like fucking, but I just wanted to be with someone that night. And he was like, okay, so we drove around. He picked me up. We were driving around, and then he was like, can I just smell it? CJ. Yes.
Okay.
He was like, can I just smell it? And I was like, no. I was creeped out at first because like, what the fuck? First of all, this is the first time we're meeting. And I was creeped out. And I was like, no, nigga, the hell? And then I started to get horny by that. Because he was like, I don't know, you know? I was getting excited. My nipples were getting hard. And then I was like, fine. So then I'm sitting in the passenger seat. He's in the driver's seat. And he literally like does that, you know, reaches over and smells my vagina. I was like, all right, okay. And then I ended up going to his house. And then we fucked. Because that was like, I don't know why that turned me on. It turned me on so much. And I was like, all right, we can go back to the crib.
Because there's maybe something about that that's so like, I don't know, animalistic.
It was, my nipples are honestly getting a little hard thinking about it. Okay, but yeah, so going back to the original question. So yeah, it is that kind of episode, baby. So that is what I'm into on the daily. Vanilla and XXX. Vanilla and beyond, I should say. And then like my fantasies, I want to have group sex too. No, you didn't say you wanted to have. I want to have group sex. That's a fantasy of mine. And I want a threesome with 2 men. I think, like, when I say group sex, I don't mean like with other women. I honestly just want to get gangbanged. From being completely transparent. And then, but I'm terrified of doing that. What? I'm
sorry. You're going to get like, we're going to have so many DMs after this. Just kidding. We're not that big yet, but if we get there.
Yeah. So I'm just keeping it a buck. And like, honestly, we're talking about me right now, but talking with my other friends, my other women friends, they have the same fantasies as me. So like, people are ashamed by their by sex and sexuality because of the pressures of normalcy. That's not what we're doing here. Moving forward. So yeah, I want to gangbang. But the reason why I won't do that is because I'm terrified of STDs. So I don't trust that many people to be on me or in me.
Even if they were all condomed up?
Yeah, but that's not what I want though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I probably will have a threesome. Funny enough. So I'm gonna hook up a website and app, whatever. And I do want to have a threesome with two guys. And again, funny enough, this man reached out to me. He was like, yo, I guess it's him and his cousin. They were interested and wanted to link and blah, blah, blah. But it's right now, I'm not in a place to be intimate with anybody. I just don't want to be bothered. And I need to like reclaim my body for a bit in this way. But I was like, look, I'm going to save you when I'm ready. And when I'm ready, I'm coming in hot.
Shred it up.
But yeah, so that's it.
I just deleted my hookup app and I feel good about it. But you know, the thing is, my laziness sort of stops me from feeding that sexual drive, because I would be very horny and down to like dirty talk a lot. But then when it comes time to me, I'm just like, I don't want to commute because this is New York. And to commute to 2 neighborhoods away, it's still going to take me an hour and a half. And for that, I might as well go to Pennsylvania and enjoy a hike, you know. And if you don't live nearby, what's the point? Because I'm certainly not going to pay for a $30 Uber just for this.
That's why you got to get you a dude like, you know what's crazy? I don't even know his full name. I don't even know his name. That literally just registered in my brain. In my phone, he's BBD.
You know what? I can't lie, because I've had a couple big bottoms. In my phone, I'll have like big bottom Brooklyn.
Like, I don't know his name. I don't know that man's name. I think it has to start with a D because he has a chain that has a D on it. So
maybe we need to find ways to be more safe in our sexual adventures.
So my location's always on. And whenever except for him, because I do trust him, even though I don't know him, I am confident going to his house and feeling and being safe. But with other folks, location, time, dates, license plates, pictures of ID.
That'd be funny if you had like a mini scanner with you. You know how you go to like the doctor for the first time and they need to scan your insurance and your ID?
Like, I'll need your I-9s, buddy.
Yeah. You send me the forms.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I do want to talk about though, since we're on the topic of hoeing, is the raw sex thing. Because that is something, and especially, well, I don't know how it is in the straight community, but in the gay community, it's the raw sex is rampant. And I've gotten a lot of I only do raw or stuff like that. And I'm like, you don't know me. What? And they'll tell me, oh, I'm on PrEP. Okay, but that's not, HIV is not the only STD out there. And I don't know you, so why do you expect me to trust you? And I'm not gonna say like I've never done it. It has happened. But it's not something that I actively seek, or it's not like an only thing. If anything, I'd rather not have raw sex. It has happened though. Sometimes you're just in the heat of the moment and if you're very connected with the person. But then you feel bad about it afterwards. Because until you get your STD check and then you're like, ooh, touch the bullet. Don't do it again, CJ. And then, but yeah.
So like in the gay community, it runs rampant in the straight community, at least to what I see as a single woman, single straight woman on all the apps with all the boys. But it's interesting because I just don't think people, I don't know if they don't care or if they're just not, they don't have the knowledge of what STDs are, STIs are, how HIV and AIDS, HIV works. Like these things we can get, anyone can get them. So on the one app that I'm on, you can upload videos, and the amount of couples that I see, like, for example, this actually, I was looking at it this morning. There was this one guy's profile, and he was with a ton of different girls, and he was not wearing condoms with any of them. And he had messaged me a couple months ago and I never responded. And because I viewed his profile, he saw that and he reached out again. And in my head, I'm like, you nasty bastard. You're out here just sucking and fucking and like doing all this stuff raw. And I wanted to say something to him, and maybe I will. But like, I just think that's so selfish and just, it's dirty. It's dirty. There's no other way you can cut it. And the fact that you're just not wearing condoms. Actually, I'm going to tell you this story too. And you know this. I'm going to tell y'all this story too. So I was with this guy. This happened early last year, I think it was. Early this year, early last year. I can't remember. But with this fine brother, again, another BBD. And he was cool. He was chilling. He was actually, and I was really, really relaxed. And we were just vibing, as you young kids say. And we were beginning to get, intimate. And then we were getting to the point where he was about to penetrate me. And I noticed that he was trying to go in with no condom. And I'm like, no, just simply no. And then he starts whispering in my ear. He's like, oh, I know you're clean because you're telling me no.
Okay, but how do I know
and then
it
gets better. Right. But then it gets better. He whispers in my ear again. He goes, oh, so you don't trust me?
Oh.
And then me, at this point, I'm starting to feel a little vulnerable because I've already told you no twice, and you're still attempting to penetrate. And I'm getting nervous because it's like, I don't know him. And he's becoming a little forceful, but forceful not to where I feel like I need to start kicking and screaming, but enough to where I'm on edge officially. And I'm just saying, no. And I was like, to kind of I was like, I don't want to get pregnant. And he's like, you're not going to get pregnant. I won't come in you. And I'm just like, nigga, no, how many times do I have to say no? I'm trying to be gentle here. I'm really trying, but you are testing me, and I have my pepper spray. I really do. Know how I get with my pepper spray.
I am dying, waiting for that phone call where like, I finally used my pepper spray. For all the times that I've heard you say that.
I mean, these people are really tempting me. I should have just used it and ran out, but
if you want to turn me on, the question you should ask me, like you said before, what are you into? What brand condoms do you like? What kind of condoms do you like to use? I'm like, ooh, are you gonna buy me my box of condoms?
Mm-hmm. Just have them for you, baby, on the side, and everyone else who likes that brand. But I think that is so incredibly selfish. What I do like about the guy that, like my FWB, whatever, when I tell you I've never asked this man for anything, like he never questioned me. Up until recently, but so he never questioned me. The first time we met, he just had him every time. And he goes on and on and on. And it's just like, he has like an endless supply of condoms. And I appreciate that because you never put me in a compromised position. You never made me feel vulnerable. It's always on my time, or really our time, right? But you always respect my boundaries and respect my and your health. And that's why part of the reason why I keep fucking him, because it's like, he makes it easy.
Mm-hmm.
He makes it so easy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to like, and I know that he sees other people, and I know he takes the same precautions with the other ones.
But you know, there is a dark side to hoeing, and that's the dark side, is being in a compromising position with a stranger. You don't know how it's gonna go down.
Or another dark side is when you are emotional, because I've been through this, when you're like emotionally spent from being a hoe. And I don't want to say, I'm using the term hoe. I don't want people to get offended by me saying that or us saying that. But I refer to myself as a hoe because I think it's fun. I don't really, there's no value in that word to me. A hoe is just, I call my mother a hoe from time to time.
Ooh.
Jokingly, of course. Jokingly, right? But, you know, it's never out of any disrespect. It's playful. But I just want to put it out there that the terminology that I'm using for myself is just for pure entertainment for myself. And I don't want anyone to feel like, oh, she's calling herself a hoe, she doesn't love herself. No. If you have watched any of our previous episodes, if you know me even a little bit, you know I'm obsessed with myself. So this is just play. Don't get it twisted. And that's on that. So going back, you said one of the pieces of the dark side is the safety issue. And I was saying, when you are emotionally spent and you have to reclaim your body in this way. And that this is where I'm at, because, you know, I previously, I wasn't like going out and being really promiscuous, but okay, so I was talking about being emotionally spent, and I'll share this really personal story with folks, because it is very common, but only really talked about with close friends, which is fine, but we're close friends. I'm your new best friend. So I am taking a break from any type of sexual activity just because recently I had unprotected sex, which was nice. And essentially I just had to take a morning after pill, which is not really a big deal, but I just wanted a break. And that's it. That's the dark side, because I kind of am just figuring me out once again, you know? So
I'm sort of on the same boat. Like I said, I deleted my app. You know, I'm actually, because I'm sort of rethinking sexual liberation in my mind. So before it was just like, you know, you want to have sex tonight, you reach out to somebody, have sex. It could be someone you haven't had sex with before. It could be someone you have sex with before. Now and it's funny because the other episodes that passed, I was talking about, I don't really want a relationship, but blah, blah, blah. And for the past couple days, I've been feeling a little different. And I've also
So you are human.
Shut up. I've also mentioned that that does happen to me, where I get these moments where I want to be in a relationship. So I'm there now, and I just kind of have to figure out, is this a real thing, or is this just gonna a transitory feeling? So I think what's happening is that I've been really busy lately with the podcast, with this new video that I'm doing, with me trying to just better myself, try to get my freelancing thing back going. So I'm working on my demo reels and creating a website, just busying myself in all the right ways, hopefully. And so, you know, sex is not on my mind as often, but now when I think about it, I think about, you know, when I think about the things that I want to try sexually or whatnot, I think about doing that with one person, like just finding a nice person to be in a relationship with, and maybe it's not like a fully committed serious relationship, but just not, just the one, just having that one person. Maybe it's a friends with benefits thing that I'm looking for, but a piece of me is sort of like I don't know, CJ, maybe it's that time, maybe you know what it is, it's also cuffing season, whatever the cool cats call it. But so maybe it's just in the air, with the change of the leaves. Yeah. So, but anyway, I'm also taking a break. Kind of. But for the most,
you're regrouping. You're reevaluating.
I'm reevaluating.
Yeah.
And it does happen every once in a while. But I wonder if I continue to stay busy, how that's going to settle. Because like before, it would come, there would be a lull in my sexual drive, but then there would also be, it'll also come back, and then I'm back to where I was, not wanting a relationship, just wanting a hookup to fulfill that side, and then but maybe this time, but I'm still not gonna jump into a relationship just in case it was a false alarm. Just gonna stay busy.
Yeah, I think that too for me. I think that too for me. I want to get back on track with my academics and my extracurriculars. And there are other projects that I want to work on, like my own YouTube channel, and I want to get my book club going. And I just want to also clear my mind and make my body feel good again. As CJ knows, I've been going to bed earlier because I was having a tough time with my sleep schedule. I would fall asleep anywhere between 2 and 5 a.m. And now I'm to the point where I start to get tired naturally by 8:30. I take melatonin at 9 o'clock. So by at least 11:30, I'm out cold.
And she used to call me grandpa.
Listen, because you are. Do you want to go down that rabbit hole?
Let's do it. I'm already balding. I mean,
but so I just wanted to just reclaim myself in this way. And when I say reclaim in this way, I'm talking about exactly what I just said. But there have been times where I've reclaimed my sexuality again, where I'm just self-liberating myself and figuring out what I like, what I don't like, experimenting with different people, having different conversations. So it looks different at different stages, or different points, however you want to look at it. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, too bad we're, and you know what else doesn't help also, or what else is helping us take this moment to regroup, is the pandemic.
Is God.
Sure. Is God.
Yes, the pandemic.
Speaking of God.
Oh no.
I wonder, no.
I brought it up.
We're not gonna talk about God, but being that sex is a depravity. Well, not sex is not a depravity, but that the type of sex that we're talking about right now, it's a perversion of the unity of what God wants between married man and married woman. But just how many sexual fantasies never get explored?
I don't think that's exclusive to, I don't think that's exclusive to religious groups. I think their influence affects folks by the masses. So in general, people are afraid of sex. At least I'll say that, at least in the community that I grew up in, it's just something that's not really talked about. Even your reproductive system, it's just not talked about. It's growing up, I didn't call my vagina, I called it Nutsi, Yeah, it's our Nutsi. So it's just people are ashamed of who they are, what they are, how they were built. And that's bananas, I can't put it in any other way. It's just, we are afraid of ourselves. We are afraid of being comfortable in ourselves. Why Why am I calling my vagina a nudesy? I mean, it's cute. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I still do it, but
you were a kid.
But I also had a vagina.
So you just like the word vagina. You knew it well, but you just.
I don't know if I knew it. I don't remember if I even knew it. Is my point.
So parents from the get-go should be saying, yeah, this is your
vagina and penis.
Yeah, because
that's what it's called.
Growing
not
up
nutsy.
As a kid, we called it cosita for vagina and bing for penis.
I just think that sex, everything that has to do with sex, whether it's like sexuality, intercourse, again, your reproductive system, it's foreign. Like in school, I'm trying to think. Do you remember? I remember there was like not sex ed, but there was a lesson about sex, but it was very mild. I don't even know if we really talked about periods. I think we just talked about the female and male anatomy, and that was it. And I don't remember it going in depth. It's just so foreign, but it's so natural. And I'm not just talking about intercourse. I'm talking about me having a vagina and you having a penis. It is part of our identity, and we do not talk about it because we're ashamed about it.
Yeah.
Why is when a woman gets her period so foreign and disgusting and gross when it's something that it's natural and it happens every month? There's no way around it. Recently, I was talking to this man who was fine, by the way. Let me tell you something. This man was fine. And it was the end of last month, which is when I get my period. And we were going to link. And I was like, hey, just so you know, I can't this week. Next week would be better for me. And I told him that I had my period. And the conversation just stopped. I'm like, damn, brother, grow up. Like, you don't have a mother, you don't have a sister, you don't have aunties, you don't have women friends. Like, grow up. Mm-hmm. It's just everything about it is foreign and it's upsetting because it's like, yo, you know how I used to say, this is like 2 weeks ago. Damn, I forgot what I used to say. We have to do life over, basically. We just have to do everything over. We have to relearn everything, unlearn everything, and then relearn it appropriately.
And I was gonna throw religion in there again, but I was like, let me.
Well, I'm curious what you have to say.
Well, I was just gonna say, I think that that's why, and this is gonna be, I'm gonna go into details about this when we do talk about religion in that episode, but just about how why I feel like that is sort of the wrong way to view how to teach about life, because there's so much that is a perversion within religion that you just don't talk about it, and people become so uncomfortable talking about it. And these are important things to learn growing up. It is very important. And you have people kids growing up, and they're going out, and once they discover that they do have sexual desires, because that's also, there's just no way around that. I mean, yes, there are people who are asexual, right? Asexual, but being, there's a lot of people who just have sexual desires,
and it's beautiful. Honestly, it shouldn't be demonized. It shouldn't be looked down upon. Sex and sexuality is so beautiful when done right. It is such a yeah. So again, moral of the story: don't have kids, so we don't have to deal with this vicious cycle. No, I'm kidding. But don't. Please don't, for all of our sakes.
Wear condoms.
Have safe sex.
What I want to say is there are so many ways, so many things that you can explore during sex to have an amazing experience. It doesn't have to just come from having raw sex. Enjoy it. Give yourself the freedom to just find new ways to do things. I know we talk about we just like it, normal, basic, bland stuff. But I'm not going to stop myself. If somebody says, oh, let's try this like massage exercise that I just learned, because I have been seeing a lot of stuff on the porn sites, like, but I have been seeing a lot of educational videos more now, and so it just find other ways to have an amazing experience. Don't rely on raw sex to do it.
It doesn't have to always involve penetration, like you were saying. Massages, foreplay. I feel like people fall short on foreplay. I mean, it's not for like I said in the beginning of the conversation, I don't do it with everybody, but when we do it, it like invest in a good toy or 3. Switch it up. Like you said, try oils, just be more. I can't tell you what to do, but I would suggest you try other things. And if your partner or partners, just explore other partners too. I mean, that's a little difficult if you're in a committed relationship, but
even if you don't want to go through all that, the time that it's going to take to do all that exploration, you just want to get in there, have a good time, bang it out, and leave for the night. There's still quick, you have protected sex, but then let's try different positions.
Mm-hmm.
Hold me here, grab me here while you're banging me out.
Girls, hold your ankles and lean up against the wall. Okay, show him that flexibility.
How flexible are you, David?
Would you like to see?
If you want to go there. You already said that we're not going to be monetized with this episode. I've been slacking on my yoga, so when I do my stretch now, I'm just like.
But you know what? I'm the same way. But when you're in that moment and you gotta,
if the temperature's right,
right? It just happens. It just happens. But explore your flexibility and explore your flexibility and be open. It's really a beautiful thing. But you know what, too? I have to be honest, because I'm sitting here saying all this, and it doesn't always look that easy, no. Right? It's not always that easy, right? But when it is, when it's good, it's good. But I would also encourage folks to explore, right? But first have the conversations with yourself. Learn your own body. And that's something that I had to do too, which is why I invested in toys, because, I just wanted to know. I was curious, and I didn't always want to depend on someone else to bring me pleasure when I wasn't always getting that pleasure because I didn't know what I wanted. I was depending on someone else to tell me, I would have a very candid conversation with yourself and just start by really just touching yourself. And as simple and as silly as it may sound, hopefully it's only you in your bed when you're doing it, right? Or even if you have someone there. But I'm talking about hopefully you have the privacy to do it is what I'm getting at, or wherever you are. But explore your body, yourself, then start introducing different factors, for lack of a better word. Massage yourself, and I said this in so many previous episodes, but love yourself first. When I say love yourself, love on yourself, and then, like I said, introduce external factors into that and see what happens. And even if you don't feel comfortable with toys, I would suggest everyone have at least one, male, female, whomever, have at least one, because let me tell you something.
I made a DIY fleshlight.
CJ, treat yourself. It's okay.
I did treat myself. I bought some new film equipment. But what did I use? I
remember this.
It involved a towel, toilet paper roll, a rubber band.
Mess. Tacky.
It worked for one time because then it didn't hold.
Well, yeah, because you have paper in there. So you wasted a whole roll. Shame on you.
Shame on
Shame
me?
On you.
You're shaming me and my sexual liberation? You just tell people
I'm
to...
shaming you.
Wait, no. You tell people to explore, to try new factors.
No. You are manipulating what I said. You are manipulating. Shame on you for wasting a whole toilet paper roll.
Listen,
that your mother worked hard for.
We were not in a pandemic at that time.
Doesn't matter.
I stand by my DIY.
You're tacky.
No, but maybe we'll get a fleshlight though. But you see, here's the thing. I buy a fleshlight, then I just never have sex again.
I don't think that you...
That was a joke.
Okay. But I'm not sure about you though, which is why I'm like trying to figure it out. I'm trying to process this because it could be for you. It could not be a joke, is what I mean.
There's only one way to find out.
But yeah, going back to what I was saying, try self-pleasure. Work on self-pleasure. And then grow that. I'm still growing it. I'm still figuring things out. I'm just now in this damn episode, really vocalizing what I want, to the masses rather. I mean, of course you just don't go around saying I want to get gangbanged. That's crazy. Yeah. But, it took, and it, again, it's not always that easy, and it looks differently at different points. It can look different. Today, I feel like I don't want anybody touching me. I'm just going to focus on school. But then tomorrow, I'm like, BBD, I'm going to come through. Can you call my cab? And that's okay too, because we're human. That's normal. Like, we have desires and we are flippant in them, know? So
I guess I keep bringing religion into it, but it's kind of hard. Like when we're talking about the discomfort of exploring our sexual lives, I guess it depends on what you believe, like how you got here and what that means. Because if I believe that God created me and he has a purpose for me, and one of those purposes is not sexual perversion, so now I'm guilty about all these sexual fantasies I have that it's impure. It's, to explore. I do want to say though, even if you're just not comfortable exploring the sexual fantasies, I wouldn't say feel guilty about, and easier said than done, but try to work on not feeling guilty about just having them. You don't have to explore it. But just because you have them doesn't make you a bad person. You're not. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just like emotions. Sometimes you get angry and you start to feel like in the moment, I hate this person. Yeah, you can acknowledge that that's how you're feeling right now. Doesn't mean you have to act on it. So we're encouraging you to act on it as long as it's sort of a safe fantasy, that you're not, out there, I don't know what, but but just having one doesn't make you a bad person, even if it's a little weird, or out there.
Weird is fun.
But it also has its limitations. What is a sexual request that you received from somebody that you were not willing to do, that maybe
eating
grossed
ass
you out?
Eating ass. For me, that is the most common question that I get outside of what do you into?
Do you eat ass? But wait, do they mean like if you would let them eat your ass, or the other way around?
The other way around. Oh. Do I eat ass?
I'm kind of, even though it's not something you like, I'm kind of happy to hear it. To just hear that a lot of straight men are exploring that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They like their salads tossed, and that's a whole conversation we can have another time, but it's a shame because I'm going to talk about the brothers because that's what I'm familiar with, but they are so restricted when it comes to sex. So restricted. It's like everything is no homo. Mm-hmm. Stop. Stop it. Y'all really do like that shit because it feels fucking good. Quit. I'm not going to do it, but I mean, I can get a device for us,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but don't sit here and say, oh, no homo, no homo. And not enjoy your life, not enjoy your sexual life. Don't explore it.
There's straight men who enjoy being pegged.
Yes.
You know, the woman will wear a strap on, and maybe you could share. You could get a double-sided dildo, but it doesn't make you gay because you're still, in the end of the day, you're not attracted to men. And it's not the fact that there's a man behind the penis that is inside of you that's making it fun for you. It's simply the fact that something is rubbing, is stimulating your prostate, right, and it feels good. Mm-hmm. But
suck the dick good.
This could be the good what's it called? ASMR video?
Yeah, ASMR.
Yeah. Let's get people aroused.
Like the clit.
Diamond. Let's let these people know just how good it feels. Okay. What is a tip that you would give to females or just anyone with a vagina? How to just one tip when they're pleasuring themselves, something that feels good that they should try.
So a tip to tell women, to give them, to like help them feel better. So 2 things. Be patient with your body and breathe. Like, you have to breathe. But like, even last night, I was trying so hard to just quickly get my nut so I can go to bed. And it wasn't fun. So like, breathe, like calm down, you know, give yourself a moment. And then also, I like to lay on my stomach. I think there's like the pressure. I like to lay on my stomach. I would also say, well, there are a couple. One thing that I like doing from time to time is propping up a pillow, or really 3 or 4, and then putting a mirror and then watching myself. Yeah, do that too. Do that too. What about you? What's something that you would tell the fellas?
So, hold the penis nice and snug, and then with a wet tip, take your palm and rub the head like this. Nice circular motion.
Look at you. You are just natural. See, look at me. Unnatural. Look at you. Natural.
Just be prepared, though. And I don't think you can be prepared, but be prepared to it's going to get wild. You might not be able to handle it, the sensation. Not for long, at least. Yeah. I forgot how I learned that. I think I want to say somebody taught it to me, but yeah. Oh yeah, because they were watching me jerk off and they told me to do it. They wanted to see me do it, wanted to see my reaction.
That's it.
Yeah. All right. So tell us if you didn't answer the questions on Instagram yet, but maybe you weren't comfortable doing so, and now after hearing us talk about it, maybe you're a little bit more motivated or encouraged. Go for it. Answer the questions.
Yeah.
Let us know. DM us if you want to keep it private. Or comment on the YouTube comment section.
You can always, if you're comment us together, the Borderline Uncomfortable Instagram page, or if you're more comfortable with reaching out to one of us, whatever it is. Or honestly, if you don't want to do any of that, that's okay too.
Yeah.
But at least have the conversation with yourself. You owe yourself that at minimum. So yeah, I do feel a little bit better. Toward the beginning of this conversation, I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to be talking about sex. But now it's like, we be fucking. And not only that, but there's just so much more that we should be talking about, you know, like, I honestly want to quickly recap just so I have it in my brain. Like, reproductively, sexuality. Like there's just so much that is involved, and we don't always hit on it, but you know, even if we touched on something and we didn't deep dive yourself, bring it up to us if you want or don't. But you know, have these conversations, learn yourself. It's just, it goes back for me. It goes back to like learning and loving yourself. You owe it to yourself because you are all you got. So, yeah.
And parents, you know, you don't have to go into the details that Diamond and I went into about your kids or even your own sexual experiences, but still, you know, try to find ways
have
to
real conversations.
Real conversations, because it's not just about all the dark fantasies and the juicy bits. There are a lot of just real technical aspects to sex too that need to be discussed, that your child needs to know, because you were young too, so you know all about those sexual desires, and sometimes, you know, most times you probably know all about how you snuck off and done dangerous things because you wanted to explore and nobody else was talking about it around you. So yeah, don't
be afraid. It's natural. I mean, again, easier said than done, but it's we have penises and vaginas. We have newtsies and what is it? Beeples?
What?
What do you call penises?
Oh, bean
how do you say it?
Beans.
Beans. We have newtsies and beans. Okay, call them vaginas and penises. But just quickly for you and I, another part of the reason why I would never say give a private part a nickname is because I was listening to a story where a little girl was being sexually assaulted, and she would always say, let's say teddy bear hurt, my teddy bear hurt, teddy bear hurt. She was talking about her vagina and no one knew. So she just said vagina. They'd explore that a lot quicker than, oh, my teddy bear hurt. Like, that's ridiculous, you know? So just call it by its fucking name. Anyway, so no private part nicknames. Because it is what it is.
If you can call your toe, you can call your penis, and your vagina.
Right.
It's just a human body part.
Exactly.
Or not just
and it shouldn't be sexualized. Just because they're sexual doesn't mean it has to be always sexualized. Like, let's stop doing that. I think that's the problem too. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, just because it is a sexual organ does not mean. See, now that doesn't make sense, but it makes sense.
But it's also used for other things. Like, I do have to pee out of my penis.
Right. So like, don't over sexualize everything. Yeah. Quit it. Just have the conversations with yourself and just enjoy, because if you don't, then you'll die and you'll never know. And you know, that's okay too. Yeah, that's really all I have to say. Just, you owe yourself everything. So give yourself everything.
Except an STD.
Use condoms. It's really... Oh, this is something that I want to say. The difference is not that drastic. It's not as drastic as I remember it being from like a long time ago, because it had been years since I had unprotected sex. And then when it happened, I was just like, all right, this is cool too.
I also get a lot like, I don't like either. I have a latex allergy, which could be true, but there's like,
but everyone does not have a latex allergy,
right? And no, I just don't like how it feels. It's not that I have an allergy. I just don't like how the latex particularly feels, and it's
the friction.
And it's like, I don't give a good goddamn. Like,
right?
We're gonna do it, and we're gonna make it work. And
yeah,
if not, then I guess you're just gonna have to find someone else to have sex with. Stop bothering me.
Yeah. So what we're saying is, use condoms. Be smart.
If you get into a predicament where you don't use a condom, which does, can happen, get tested. Don't be afraid about getting tested.
I got tested today.
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I got mine 2 weeks ago. Everything came out fine. Diamonds is gonna come out fine. But yeah, it's get tested regularly, get tested for COVID regularly. No, just get tested. Don't be ashamed, and also if you feel like no one has to know your business, that's cool too. Because I understand, you know, some people were like, why does people have to know my sexual fantasies? It's all just between me and my partner. That's totally understandable. That's cool too. I would say just the point is, it's not just like Diamond was saying, it's not about feeling comfortable enough to have a conversation with everybody, because you're not going to just go out in public and just start, you know, speaking about this stuff. But it's about being comfortable enough to have that conversation with yourself and with your partner. All right. So, happy fucking.
Yeah. Actually, really happy fucking. However that looks to you. Yeah. Happy fucking.
With yourself, with your partner, with a stranger. But, you know.
Yeah.
Happy fucking.
Just do it safely and enjoy.
And what?
Smash the camera.